Hello, it's Mr. Toops, the Jedi of Believe, and you're here in the office of the Always Believe House. Oh, today we're taking a monstrous step into adulthood. You will simplify square roots. Okay, so let's get rocking and rolling. A magical whiteboard appears. And the first thing I want you to do is over on the left side of your page. You should have this page on your in your site. Put x and x squared, and we're going to go through, write down the numbers 1 to 15 on the left. So on the left side of your paper, write down the numbers 1 to 15. Make sure I can write correctly. Jiminy crickets. 12, 13, 14, 15. Then make my bar. Now then on the left, we're going to do x squared, and I'll put that in a different ink. Okay, so 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 16, 25, 36. You should have those memorized down to 10. 81, 100. Those are your perfect squares under 10. You should know those. If you don't know them, you're going to be using the calculator, okay? Now then, 11 to 15, most of y'all may not. Hopefully you know to 12, okay? The really good students that know their math acts probably know to 12. So 121, 144. Then you have 169 for 13, 196 for 14, and 225 for 15. So those are your perfect squares between 1 and 15. Okay? Now then, in 8th grade last year, you did the Pythagorean Theorem, and you learned that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and when you did those problems, you had to get a square root to get the answer. The first day, all of the square roots worked, and you're like, this is pretty cool. The second day, you may have got an answer, and I'll make one up here. Let's do the square root of 20. Okay? Now then, look at your chart. 20 is between the 16 and 25, right? So your 8th grade teacher told you to estimate that and to round it. And if you punch the square root of 20 in your calculator, y'all write this to the right, write down the square root of 20. Let's punch that in the calculator so you know how to do this. I'm going to clear my calculator real quick. Menu 1, 5. Okay. Now then, to get a square root in your calculator, you have to hit the control button and then the x squared button. If you look above the x squared button, there's a blue square root symbol. Let's type in 20 and then hit enter, and you get 4.47. That's what you were taught last year to write in. You will no longer write answers with square roots that don't work with decimals, and I'm about to show you why. So this right here is 4.47. Now then, remember, if I had the square root of 25, let's do this real quick. The square root of 25, Jiminy crickets, I'm sorry. The square root of 25, write this down, is 5. And if I were to do 5 squared, I would go back to the 25, wouldn't I? The square root symbol undoes the exponent of 2. It doesn't divide. The square root symbol undoes an exponent of 2. Now then, let's write down 4.47 to the second power. We should get 20, shouldn't we? Okay, so let's go back to the calculator. 4.47, and then hit the x squared button to the left of the 4. Do y'all see where the red is? That automatically gives you an exponent of 2. This should be 20, right? If you hit enter, it is not, is it? It's an estimate, and it's not equal to the 20, is it? That's why you will not write down square roots that won't work with decimals anymore. You're going to simplify that square root like you're about to get taught. You're going to do this a lot in geometry when you work with right triangles next year. So you're about to learn how to simplify that square root of 20 without writing down the answer as a decimal. Okay, so let's go back. And this is basically what we're going to do here, okay? This right here would be the steps. Okay, first off, let's do the first two examples. 25 is right here in it. The square root of 25 would be 5, wouldn't it? You could get that from the chart, can't you? The square root of 144 would be, look at the chart, 144, you undo the exponent of 2, you get 12. Now then, what we're about to do is this. You could rewrite the square root of 25 as 5 times 5. The square root undoes an exponent of 2, so basically you're taking one of those 5s and pulling them out, aren't you? Same thing with 144. You can make it 12 times 12. You're going to take one of those 12s and pull them out because you're undoing the exponent of 2, which is what those instructions say. Now then, let's go over here and let's do 20. So to rewrite 20, so I can get a pair of numbers that match up, right? I can't simplify this if I can't write down the same number twice and pull out a perfect square. So go to your calculator, hit menu, and then where does it say number? It says it at 3, and then where does it say factor? I did not hit number, I'm sorry. Menu, I'm sorry, I hit 3. Menu number is 2, and then factor is 3. So menu number factor, and I want to do 20. And then hit enter. I get 2 squared times 5. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this 20 and write down 2 times 2 times 5. Now then, which number can I circle a pair? I could circle a pair of 2's, can I? The 2 goes out, but the 5 is not circled, is it? So the 5 stays in. So to simplify the square root of 20, I'm not going to make it 4.47. I'm going to make it 2 square root of 5. Now then, watch this. Get your calculator and type in 2, then hit Control square root, and then type in 5, and then hit enter. Notice you get the same exact answer. You get 4.47214, don't you? Pretty cool stuff, right? Now then, type in parentheses, type in 2, Control X squared, 5, close the parentheses. Jiminy crickets. I got to get outside of the square root. So hit the right arrow button, get outside the square root, close the parentheses, then hit the second power. So what should I get if I raise this to the second power? I should get 20, right? Hit enter. Notice it's exactly 20. The 4.47 was not exactly 20, was it? So when you simplify a square root, basically you're making the number inside the square root symbol as small as you can. So this right here would be the answer, wouldn't it? Now then, let's go to number example 2, and I'm going to zoom in. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit menu 2, 3, or menu number factor 125, enter. So go to your calculator, menu, number, factor, and it was 125, enter. And notice it says 5 to the third. That means I'm going to write down 5 3 times. So go back to the problem. I'm going to do it like this. So put 125, then underneath it put 5 times 5 times 5. Circle the pairs. I could circle one set of 5, right? The number you circle goes outside. The number you do not circle stays inside. Guess what happens if I punch 5 square root of 5? I'll get the same exact answer as the square root of 125. This is how you will write your square root answers from now on. You will not estimate them to decimals. Let's go to practice 2, 98. I'm going to hit menu, number, factor, 98. So menu, number, factor, 98, hit enter, and it's 2 times 7 squared, right? So I'm going to go to here. Underneath 98, I'm going to put 2 times 7 times 7, circle my pairs. I can take 1 7 out, and this 2 stays in. This is a lot simpler than what you just got through studying. This is pretty simple stuff, okay? Because the calculator will give you this. You got to use the calculator and get those prime factors, okay? Basically what this is, and some of y'all may remember doing this in 5th grade, is making the factor trees. Okay? Basically the calculator is giving you the factor tree. You don't have to make the factor tree, which makes this a lot easier. Now then, 72 is a little bit different. Not different, but there's going to be more than one pair. So let's go to the calculator. Menu, number, factor, 72, enter. And notice we get 2 cubed times 3 squared. So I need 3 2's and 2 3's. So I'm going to go to my paper. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. I need 3 2's and 2 3's. So you write your prime factors out without any exponents. Now then notice I can circle a pair of 2's and a pair of 3's, can't I? So I could pull out a 2 and I could pull out a 3, can't I? But the 2 stays inside, doesn't it? Then the numbers you pull out get multiplied. Whatever's left inside gets multiplied. So if you pull 2 numbers out, you multiply them. If 2 numbers are left inside, you multiply them. This will turn into 6 square root of 2. Ho, 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 ho. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Let's go to example 4. The square root of 80, okay? So we're going to hit menu 2, or menu, number, factor, 80. If you have a calculator, please do this on your calculator because you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. Make sure you can do this so when I'm not there, when you take your test, you can do this. And if you do that, you get 2 to the 4 times 5. So I need 4 2's and a 5. So I'm going to go back to my paper. Underneath 80, I'm going to write down 4 2's and a 5. And I'm going to circle a pair of 2's. I could circle 2 pairs, can I? So I could pull out how many 2's? I could pull out 2 2's and the 5 stays inside, doesn't it? So 2 times 2 is 4, and then the 5, this is the answer. Also notice, what do you get if you do 4 times 4? If you do 4 times 4, you get 16. 16 times 5 gives me my 80. Let's go to over here. 6 times 6 is 36. 36 times 2 is my 72. Okay, that's how you work it backwards right here. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times 2 is 98. Okay, now then let's go to example 4. 294. Obviously, the bigger the number, the more factors, the more circles you have. Okay, so menu, number, factor, and we are doing 294, 294, 294. Hit enter, and I get 2 times 3 times 7 squared. So let's go back here. 2 times 3 times 7 times 7. I could circle a pair of 7's, can't I? So the 7 comes out, but the 2 and the 3 stay inside. What is 2 times 3? It's 6 in it. So this right here would be my answer. Piece of cake. Oh, 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 oh. So basically, you're taking that number in the square root and you're making it as small as you can. Kind of similar to simplifying a fraction. If you got 4 over 6, you can divide by 2 and make it 2/3. Kind of the same process. You're simplifying a radical. This is what this is called. Lastly, let's do 24. And I'm not going to do the calculator because Mr. Toops has one right here. 24 is 2 to the 3rd times 3. So 2 times 2 times 3. I could circle a pair of 2's. So the 2 comes out, but the 2 and the 3 stay in. This would be the answer. Okay. Now there's something that they don't give you in the notes that's in your assignment. Y'all write this down. We're going to do 2 of them. Let's write down 3 square root of... let me think of one there. Let's do 54. Okay. So you're going to hit menu 2, number 54, enter. And that's going to be 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay. I could pull out a pair of 3's, can I? But notice I have another 3 already out here, don't I? I'm going to multiply everything that's pulled out by what's already out. So 3 times 3 is 9. And then on the inside I have 2 and 3 left. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay? So 9 times the square root is 6. This would be the same decimal answer as that. So if you plug both of them in the calculator and got the decimal answer, the decimal answers would be the same. We'll do one more. Let's do -5 square root. Let me think of one that works here. 180. Okay. So we're going to do menu 2, 3, 180, enter, and I'm going to make sure I do this right. Menu, number, factor, 180, enter, and it's 2 squared times 3 squared times 5. Okay? So 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. 2 squared times 3 squared times 5. What can I circle? Okay? I could circle a pair of 2's and a pair of 3's, right? So I'm going to pull out a 2 and a 3, right? I'm going to multiply all those numbers. Okay, so 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times negative 5 would be a negative 30. The only thing left inside is 5. If I had two numbers that weren't circled, I would circle both of them, right? So this right here would be my answer. Now then, this paper right here is a piece of cake. I'm not going to help you with it. You're going to finish up the second part of this on your own. You're going to have a blast. This is going to be just like eating Oreo cookies. Oreo cookies are good. It's like double stuffed Oreos. Oh, more power. Have a wonderful time doing this paper. You're going to enjoy working them. A little bit simpler than what we did with exponents. Remember, you are amazing. You are created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.